What's up, guys? My name's Jake Bartolan. If you don't know, I'm the engineer and producer for Travis Rummo's track Attack. I wanted to kind of do a quick video to just sort of break down some of the sort of things that we put in the track, just to kind of give you guys a bit of an exploration into sort of what goes into a song like Attack. So the first thing you're going to hear actually right outside of the bat is this weird alien noise, which was something he came to me and he said, Jake, I want to start this off with like a 1950s sci-fi UFO sound. And I said, okay. We basically sat here for about 10 to 20 minutes and just clicked through a giant library of different sort of cool effects that I had already installed in the machine. And like a lot of the times you have like, you know, built-in libraries and stuff that come with your software that you never really touch because it's like, why would you bother? But I got to kind of play around with those this time, which was really cool. So you hear this really cool like... And so it's just like this like really weird 1950s sort of alien-esque sci-fi sound. Then it comes in with this drum fill, and we had mostly tracked most of the drums. We dropped the alien thing in, and then I told him, I'm like, no. I'm like, you need to do this sort of like almost like Travis Barker kind of like quick fill to start the song off, because that just hits you with all this energy, you know. And then it immediately goes into it's almost like a don't bore us, get to the chorus kind of sort of thing with this like... It was kind of like what I was thinking, and those two just kind of worked so well together. It's just hearing like this weird... Just hearing those together sounds, it's just really, really cool to be able to... I don't know. I'm just geeking out over it. It's just really cool. About halfway through this song, it kind of occurred to me that this might be going in more of like a Reliant K, forget and not slow down sort of vibe. And so I busted out the Telecaster I got hiding in the back there, and I just kind of flipped it on to, you know, like almost like a chorus setting. And I was actually trying to go for more of like a 1975, or is it 1975 or 1979? Okay, so it's the 1975. All right, I thought I had that right. Anyways, I was going for more of like a 1975 vibe with a Telecaster and kind of like chorus pedal heavy, almost like British pop rock kind of sort of sound. As we kind of started playing with the settings, it morphed more towards like a Reliant K, rather forget not slow down sort of sound, and we ended up with this really cool, almost like summer rainstorm is how if I have to describe it somehow. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's that like very clean but not quite too clean guitar tone. It's just like a very clean sort of sound without getting too clean that it just sounds thin and not interesting. And so we put that throughout the entire song, except during the verses it's a little less distorted. There's a little bit less drive in it. And then I compare it to something more like over here on the chorus. There's less of a drive in the guitars, just to kind of give that chorus a little bit more punch. The other thing that we kind of did to give the verses a little bit more of a smooth, toned down approach is a lot of it's in the drums, really. I mean, this is kind of like simple drum work, but for people that aren't really into the music scene, you might not really notice these kind of sort of things. Is like during the verses, there's not a lot of cymbal work going on in the drums. All shook up and cold. It's just pretty much just like a simple hi-hat kick snare pattern. But then you get over to the chorus. It's more of like this kind of like crashy sort of fills up more space kind of sort of sound. So that's like a pretty common staple in most like pop rock. Not really something too many people who aren't into music immediately notice. So that's what I'm kind of trying to point out here. Another thing that was kind of a little bit of an accident was I was just kind of messing around while I was taking verse takes. I think I recorded the verses after I recorded the choruses. And so I was like here, I think, and I was just doodling around, and I did this cool little, like, we call them doodle guitars, but it's the like melody that you hear in the post chorus. And I was just kind of playing that around. Travis was like, ooh, I really like that. We kind of ran with it, and it turned into like this major section of the song because he hadn't written any verses there, or any lyrics rather. We knew we wanted something there, and so it really kind of turned into more of like its own section. And that's the part that you hear when you get to this part in the song. The last really kind of crazy thing about the song. It's not too crazy. All in all, the production on this track is rather simple. There's not too many one-off parts, and there's not many tracks that are just one point in the song, you know, that alien spot aside, is really just this this acoustic guitar here in the bridge, right?
I feel like I'm dying here. Everything is gonna be alright.
And the reason why I wanted to grab an acoustic guitar there was I really wanted something that just kind of helps bring down the energy of the whole song for just a second before we get to that last chorus where everything just kind of cuts loose and there's all these parts coming. I had considered running an acoustic guitar on the last chorus, but we looked into that and I tried it and it really didn't fit super well. I think the big reason was just because the rest of the song has such sparse production, and for this specific song I didn't want to backload all the instrumentation in one section of the song, just because then it makes things difficult to mix. You either have to do a lot of automation or you have to split things up into a billion different tracks. That kind of turns into a bit of a hassle, but then also this track is more of like a standard self-contained song, and it's not like something that's progressing into something else in an album. It's really its own thing, and so trying to shift and force the song to change at the last second really didn't feel comfortable. It felt like it was a bit much, especially when compared to the rest of the song. So that's pretty much going to do it for this one. I know this is kind of a shorter video, but it's not really a complex production. There's a lot of very simple spots. There's a couple simple pieces to the song, and it's not very complex when it comes to one-off little bits of the tune. There's not anything that's really dedicated to just being like one noise at one point in the song, aside from the alien sound right at the beginning. And so there's not really a lot that I can kind of go into to kind of show you cool little hidden things in this song, because there's really not a lot hidden. It's pretty much right there out in front of you. It's a very kind of honest with how it sounds and also how it's produced. So Attack is out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, all the major streaming platforms. Anyway, I'm sure there's one it's not on. Check it out. And if you like the song, keep running it up. If you like this video, let me know. I like doing these. They're a lot of fun. And thanks for watching.